Yep.
Anybody on?
Alright. We'll go get set up.
Yep. I got myself set up here.
Set up the fan.
We're live, everybody. We're live. This way, if you're watching it on the replay, we're live. So we decided to come on a little earlier today. We have some things we want to do tonight. So I'm really tired of working on this station after that point. So I want to get the puttying done tonight. So I'll show you what we're going to do here. Sorry about the flickering lights. We got like 4 or 5 major things working on our electricity today. We got the printer going, the major AC going, we got laundry going, we got everything going. So it's going to make the lights flicker, but that's just how it is. So anyway, I don't know if let me get this done here. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I just had to stretch quite a ways. Okay, so we have our video up. Hello. We have our video up about the micro mark paints. We put it up late last night. We did this with them. Came out spectacular, fantastic paint. It did everything I wanted it to do. It gave me all these beautiful colors, everything on here. I think, yeah, you can see that pretty good. Well, I guess you can. I don't have my tablet here, so I'm not even looking. So anyway, really good stuff. So at the end of the video, if you if you don't write it down or anything, we have the code that you can use to get anything on their website. 10% off any standard priced item. They've also got really good sales going on right now, and it's good for anything, not just paint. You can get any of their tools, and I can attest because my dad swore by Micromark tools because I saw him using them as I'm growing up. They're some of the best tools on the market, modeling tools. So the 10% off would be great for some of the really nicer tools. So you can use that. What's the code?
Northern LR.
Northern LR is the code. So you can go to their website, get anything off there, get an extra 10% off. Pretty good deal. Actually may take advantage of it myself. So there's a few things I've been wanting. They sell this really cool big plate that has magnets that you can glue buildings together at 90 degrees. So make my job a lot easier versus trying to eye it. I do a good job of eyeing it, but I can just let the stuff sit overnight and not worry about it. Well, anyway, okay. So we are here. Getting pretty hot. Getting kind of sluggish. So you can see big station. I mean, here's an idea. I mean, this is a container next to the station. So you can see how big this station is actually going to be. We have, where are they? We've printed all of the window inserts. They go into, I don't know if you can see them or not, but it goes into all these little windows. So they're going to be perfect for that. We've got the colors picked out. Everything's ready to go. The top, what's printing right now, that's drawing all this energy, is the massive roof panels are printing. And it's just constant. It's back and forth. So we've got that being done. So today, to finish up today, I've been working. I got these things done. I got the brick pattern on here, or stone pattern on here, and I got it all carved in all the way around. Everything looks good. And then got this all glued together. So what's left today is to put the very first coats of the putty onto all of the joints, and I'm going to do that all the way around. So we're just going to start doing these a few sections at a time. I'm going to start on the big part, and we're just going to do that. So I use the Tamaya putty. I'm not being sponsored by them. Be great if I was, but I'm not. Because I use a lot of it. So if they're watching. So anyway, This is the basic type because it's gray. The other type is white, and this blends in better with the buildings. So I'll be using that. Okay, I use a little piece of styrene. It's about this big. You can see the putty on the end right there. To get this out of the tubes and to get it going. So I'm going to get a little more light on, like I need more light. Need more flickering light. So, okay.
Willem says my uncle, cousin, and I say hello.
Hello there. We are working on putty today on this big station, this monster station. I got this seam to putty here. I have this seam to putty here. We got two on the back side, and then I have the building, the two ones that go on the ends. So you'll see all of that here. First thing I usually do is I just check to see if I need to file anything down, scrape anything down, if they need a glue. Kind of came out of the seam, and it feels like there's a little bit right there. So we'll just get the glue off before I get to put the putty on, because otherwise, when I start to sand and file the putty down, I'll have these little raised areas. So it's best.
Chris Novak says hi.
Hello there. We are working on our huge station today. That's pretty good. Now, the way this is going to work is I'm going to wind up covering some of my seams right here for the stone. So when I get done sanding it, I'll come back across, and then I'll go ahead and cut it across this right here. And these line up with these lines right here. I've made everything exactly the same all the way around. Everything will line up really nice. So just look like these blocks are sitting here on the corner. But first thing I got to do is I've got to get rid of these seams. So let's see what we got. I'll get this. Usually you have to dig this stuff out. Get started with. There we go. All right. And we're off. Well, like I said, if you haven't seen the video for this, it's a great video to go watch. I did all the weathering with the micro mark paints and got that done. So it came out really, really good. Really happy with it. All I have left to do is just dull coat it. None of the colors I won't lose any of the colors at all because this isn't powder. You can see the top here, how that came out. I really like how that came out. Really good paints. And like I said, you get a 10% discount. Alright. So here we go. Now I'm probably going to wind up having to do, I'm going to say at least 2 coats of this. Because what's going to happen here is this is going to suck down into the groove when it dries. So I'll come back in here. It'll just be a process. I'll sand it all, and then I'll do the second coat of it because I want this to look beautiful. This is the back side right here. This is the side that's going to face away from me towards the wall. But I just do the same procedure for every seam, whether you're going to see it or not. That way, later, if I decide I want to change it, and I may want to sell, if I want to sell this structure, it'll look good both sides. That's doing a nice job right there. So, it's been hot here, as it has been for about a third to half the country. Our heat index has been keeping us hovering about 105 to 110 every day. So needless to say, we haven't gone out to go do a whole lot. Our neighbor's hose blew, and they had it pressurized with water, and we heard it yesterday when we went out. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings last night to go play trivia, and which we won. This is our 4th #1 win now in a row. So we heard this water coming from next door. So this heat, I'm assuming what it was the heat that made the pressure in that hose expand, because it was just blowing straight out of the top of the hose. They weren't home last night, so they have a Ring doorbell, so I went up and I rang it, and I said, "You guys got a problem?" And because they've been gone all day, and I think that thing had been spewing all day. So they asked me if I turned it off, and I got it all turned off for them and everything. But that's how hard it is. I mean, it's making hoses blow. Is this in the picture?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I'm better make sure that they can actually see what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nice and clear.
Versus
Yeah.
just working away and they have no idea what I'm doing. This is going to be a spectacular station. It has 4 columns, and they go 1, 2, 3, 4 right here in this inset on both sides. We'll print those tomorrow, and then that's the last of everything that has to be printed for this thing. So it's going to look really sharp. I use that a lot, so really sharp. I'm sure you guys are probably getting tired of hearing this. I'll start coming up with other words to look really cool, man.
And feel free to chime in, everyone.
Yeah, or just any questions or anything about anything, we'll just answer questions. This is a good chat time is when I'm working on this stuff. Not a whole lot going on, just trying to concentrate on this, but can answer any questions. There we go. All right, there are 2 more seams. I forgot about these other 2 seams. So I've got to, let's see here. I'm going to back this. I'm just going to move this out of the way for right now. So I got to stand this up right here, because there is a seam right here. All right. I do, well, that figures. Swing this out so I can check it to see how the seam is. There we go. All right, so let's see how the seam looks. If there's any glue out. Nope, it looks all right. So, well, I guess I can leave this up here. Yeah, that's all right. Thought maybe that might bump into it, but it won't. Maybe I can get it actually to where it'll be beneficial. Boy, would that be something? There we go. Yep, that's going to be fine. Yep.
Crochet Lady says, yes, you're coming through loud and clear. Station is centered nicely.
All right. Thank you. So let's see, what does that make it to? It's going to make it a total of 8 seams on the big building. Well, there'll be more than that once the roof gets made, because all along this edge right here, when I glue the roof to it, there's probably going to be some gaps. So I'll have to do those too. But I won't be gluing those on until tomorrow. Yeah, we just decided to go ahead and have our live now because of the holiday weekend. We were thinking about having it tomorrow night, but postponing it from tonight because I'm just a little tired today. But I figured a lot of people will be traveling tomorrow if they aren't already where they're at. So where they're going to be for all of this. Now, this is the most exciting stuff that happens, but it has to be done. Well, it doesn't have to be done, but if you want your bottom to look like it's real instead of having seams and gaps, then you need to do it. All right, so let's spin this around. Check this one. I don't see any glue. I really took my time gluing this whole carcass together. So I would have a whole lot of issues. I tried to clean it up as I was going instead of just slopping on as much glue as I needed. I came back in and I like wipe stuff off. Usually I don't wipe glue off because I want it to really create a good bond. But I figured I could do that on this because with the big roof that's going on this, that just locks all of this together really well. We'll have to print off a bunch of roof details like air conditioning units and some stuff. This one didn't come with any of that, so we'll have to do that. Plus, did you ever find those other air conditioners? So we did.
I'll take another look though.
I don't think we printed them.
I swear we have.
We're talking about the other station that we've got back behind here. No, I'm talking to them. I know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about. I'm just letting them know. So we have our other station behind us, and it's got some really great roof details. And we thought we'd printed them, but we can't seem to find them anywhere. So we'll just have to reprint them. We'll do that tomorrow. Then that way, pretty much everything is done on both of these stations. All right. There we go. So, like I said, I'll sand this down. Well, I've got to do the other side, but while I'm waiting for this side to dry, because I got to set it face down, so I don't want to. It doesn't take too long. I'll be able to set that down right there. It won't be wet for much longer. So, but while I'm waiting for that, I will get these two guys. And I believe, well, I've got a little bit of the seam right here. I misglued, and I didn't quite get these lined up really well. So I'll have to putty this seam too. This one isn't a gap; it's just a little bit of an overhang, and I can deal with that. That's fine. I don't mind that. It'll just look like an architectural detail. All right, we're getting this down in the tube there. Got a brand new box, all set to go. If this one runs out, got plenty. We picked that, I think we had that shipped from Amazon, didn't we? No. We bought that at Hobbytown.
Oh, no,
Speaking of hobby shops, if you haven't seen the video we put up of that little shop that's down in Rockford, that's quite a little place. It's in our video section, and he mostly deals now. He still buys new. You can order anything you want from him. He gives good discounts. And what he mostly deals with now, though, is he's been selling collections for people whose model railroaders in their lives have passed, and they don't know what to do with their collections. So he has been selling the stuff on consignment. So you can find some really great stuff. He had some really good Lionel equipment down there when we were there. He just actually sold a huge Challenger just last week. So if you're looking for anything in particular, give him a call. Come on. Let's see if I can do this a little cleaner. Now I'm gonna have to remember there's a line right there. This one's gonna be a little more sunk in, but at least you won't be able to see through the seam. It's not gonna be the best here. I'm gonna have a heck of a time getting the sanding block into this seam. So I'm just gonna do it as best I can. I'll have to remember these seams are right here. Stuck it in the groove. Thick groove. just have to remember that that's there. That'll be all right. Okay, so we'll get this side. Let's see how this is. Do I need to sand anything? Nope, it's good. Once I get all this done, I'll kind of sit up here on the tracks so you can see how big this thing's going to be. I'm guessing we'll probably be able to get, well, the engine will always stick out the other side, but probably be at least 3 cars under this, 3 of the Superliner cars. We'll be able to fit underneath this. That's pretty good size. Good. Well, if this one's got some glue, I can actually see it. Shiny. Get most of it with this. These are the blocks I'll be using to sand the this putty down when it's done anyway. So, okay, that's pretty good. Well, but let's see here. There it is. Just doing that, I can see I filled in these cracks. So I had to do this on all of these a little bit ago. After I had sanded the edges down. The way this went is I yeah, get this done. I'm concentrating on this and I'll tell you. All right, so the way this process worked to get these carved in here, I drew them out, then I carved them with this. I went over every line 5 times. Then I took the sanding block and I came down this way because that created when I did the when I carved the 5 lines, it left ridges along here. So what I did then was took this and then just worked every block down like that. But that then covered up these a little bit. So then I had to come back in here and get the little grooves cleaned out from the sanding. So they will stand out when I paint. So that's the process. And then of course I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm going to have to recarve all of those after I get done sanding this. The edges. This is what, takes it to the next level. It gives you the, good look of a nicely finished building. I have used a lot of the putty over the years. Let's see. This one doesn't, yeah, there's a bit of a gap. I was hoping I wasn't going to have to do that, but it looks like I'm going to have to do that. Yeah, I can see it sinking in already, so. And unfortunately, you have to sand it before you put the next coat on. You can't just put the next coat on because you've got to get all this excess right here sanded off first, otherwise it's just going to build up more and make it harder to do cleanup later.
I found it.
Found what?
The AC.
Oh, we have?
Huh.
There should be a bunch.
Well, there are 2. There are 2 on each side. Well, 2 sets, but there's a bunch of parts in each.
Right. I think I saw like
6
6 of the air conditioners on each side. Yeah, that's what I thought. Were they in the box?
No, they're underneath one of the Amazon boxes.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I can see here my lines. I'll just have to make sure I recut these lines in when I sand them down. So, all right, this side. Nope, it looks fine. So all I gotta do is just putty it. So we will be doing a update on the stations, a video on that. So if you wanna keep up with our station builds, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notifications because we will be. I should be going to paint this one here fairly soon, within the next like 3 to 4 days, and we'll do a video on that. And then we'll have a live stream on it, so this way you get the notices on the live streams. And if you are a subscriber, be sure to check your notifications because we are still getting messages from YouTube saying that they're still accidentally unsubscribing people from channels they like. So if you are a subscriber of ours, then thank you very much. And be sure to just check, make sure you are still a subscriber. I'm going to have to bring this one up like this. It's got a bit of an overhang. It's going to make it a little harder to do. A lot of stuff because the heat's being canceled around here and the dry conditions. I think I saw Madison canceled their fireworks for Saturday. I think there's a lot of that going on the country just because of the fire hazard. Well, and the heat. I saw, we saw today that people were waiting for the big boy and they had heat emergencies for quite a few people. EMTs and stuff had to come out and rehydrate people and take care of things, and so I guess it was pretty bad. I mean, UP could have never known that we were going to have a heat dome like this over this area of the country where they're actually sitting. I mean, that's not on them. I mean, that's just nature. So I hope all those people are better. Gonna be all right. All right. So this guy is done. That guy is done. So we should be able to go back to the bake station and get it finished. And then I'll let this stuff dry tomorrow morning. I will sand it all. Heck, I may go live for a little bit. Just turn it on while I'm doing the sanding and stuff. Show you how that all happens. And then we'll be done until after the holiday weekend. Okay. So we're going to feel here how this feels. That looks pretty good. I don't see any big glops. Nope, no big glops. Okay. Just about got this. The other side is dry, I can tell that. I might put some in here in these openings. When I cut this open, you can actually probably see it there. This is how 3D prints go, that put supports inside. A lot of it's hollow. So I'll probably just go ahead, since we'll have windows in the buildings that are on the side, because these go right here like this. That way if you look in, you won't see that. It won't look as funny, these things right here. So I may go ahead and do those too. I'm probably not going to sand any of that. We'll just get it done. Again, this is all the boring stuff, but it's what it takes. This is the front side right here. So this is the side that'll be facing us. The side you'll see the most when we're having our live streams or videos that we make. Now, we've decided to take a bit of a break from the buildings. As soon as this station is finished, we will be working on the lower level and getting the unit track down. We're doing unit track instead of the Atlas Flex track like we did on the upper. We're just doing it because we're not sure exactly what we're going to do with the lower level right now. So we're just going to put stuff down that we can move around till we're happy with it. We're going to be starting that lower level. It's this level back here. You can probably see, yeah, you can probably see back behind here. It's this lower shelf. We'll be putting a dog bone down with some sidings with Unitrack, and then that will then what we'll do after that is we will make some mountains. I want to do mountains, rivers, and some bridges and tunnels down over here on this shelf. So we'll be starting that. So we'll be doing a lot of carving and a lot of the work like I did up here on the granite. If you missed those videos way back when we first started this channel on the how to make the carvings of the granite and all that, we'll be showing how to do that. Well, it won't be just granite. It'll be rock. We'll have various types of rock down below. We'll have the granite. We'll also have, most of it will be probably the limestone. But we'll mix in some colors. I'll get some pictures of some really nice cuts. I'll use those for inspiration, and I'll paint up the different cuts that like lead to the tunnels, or they cut through the mountains, maybe above a river or something. I'll use those. I'll use some images, and I'll match it to what's really out there. We're definitely on a lot earlier than we normally do. Normally we start about 8 o'clock at night. That catches all of our West Coast guys, but we've got some stuff we're doing later tonight. So, all right, so we just have these two seams here. Now we feel that. That's all right. It's getting windy out. Heard the house creak a little bit, and then this one storm window really got to rattling.
Crochet Lady says, I hope everyone has a great 4th. Stay safe, stay cool, hydrated, and staying in, watching the tall ships on NBC and the related fireworks across the country.
Yeah. Sounds like a good thing to do. There we go. All right. One more. Like I said, I'll put this up on the tracks. I'll show you how big this is going to be. Did I watch TV or she on the phone?
While watching TV.
Ah.
You can hear it even over the fan.
I know.
Jay,
Huh?
should I go?
Oh, no, we're all right. I'm almost through with this too. Probably will have just enough to finish all these seams, and then I'll open up the new one for the next building. But I could be wrong on that. We'll see. I might run out on this building. All right, let me think here. Oh yeah, I did have other things to do. So I need to go back to this, and I need to get these open. I knew there was something else. Couldn't think of what it was until I reviewed. That's not too bad. There we go. Now, I'll come along these edges and I'll use my X-Acto blade after it dries. And I'll just cut off this extra that's hanging over. Let's see here. Turn it this way. And there we go. Okay. So, yep, that one looks pretty decent. Like I said, we will have an interior in this one. Well, all the stations will have an interior. It doesn't have a big interior. Yeah, I'm not surprised the wind's coming. We're supposed to get heavy thunderstorms tonight. Oh.
Crochet Lady says, I don't remember. Did you say the roof is already printed to this station?
The roof is printing as we speak. That's what's making the lights flicker, because this room's on the same circuit as where the printer is. So the roof, we had to do it in two sections because our plate isn't big enough to handle this long of a roof. So half, it's taken 3 hours to print each half. A ton of material. This is gonna, just the roof alone is gonna chew up almost a quarter of a roll. But it's, we'll have both sections printed tonight, and in the morning I'll like I said, if we come on live in the morning, I will finish up. I'll sand these that I've done here first, and put the second coat on, and then I'll do the roof panels on. You may think, well, why are you doing that before you should glue the roof on? Well, I want to get these seams all the way up to the top without any problems.
Richard asks, what are you doing? I just got in here.
Right now, I'm just puttying seams to get this building ready to go for painting. This is a station, in N-scale, a big union station. This is the second of our 3 stations on our upper level. And I've been working away at gluing everything, doing everything, and we just about have it. So tomorrow morning, we'll probably go live tomorrow morning, just for a little while. Like I said, don't forget to watch the video on how I weathered this. We've got it up there right now. This is a little N-scale container using these micro mark paints. Fantastic paint, a lot of good saturation of pigment. Did a really good job on all that. So we got a good video up there. And there's also, what was the discount code?
Northern LR.
Northern LR. So you can go order anything off of their website for, you get a 10% off any regular priced item. They got some of the best tools on the market.
Richard says looks like HO.
It does. It's pretty good size, but this is in scale. Because this is definitely an in scale container right here. You can just tell by me being able to hold it with 2 fingers like this. So, all right. So let's flip this over. Set it up. See how it looks with the 2 wings. We've pretty much got everything puttied now. That looks pretty good. It's about where it's going to be. Something close to that. And then the other one right here goes on the back side. I did find, I'm gonna, I don't know how many of these I have. I'm gonna start working on the big beams. I don't know if this is gonna be long enough.
Shea Lady says, wow, but then that's a really big station.
It is a big station, that is for sure. No, we're gonna have to print some beams. I'm not gonna have enough of any one particular size to do this. I don't believe. We'll take a look here, but I'm almost positive. Yeah, those are all the same. I had this guy up here. Let's see. Yeah, if I had one more. This is. And I don't have to put a second beam underneath. I could just have the front edge one. And that's the last of the big beams. Yep. Let me make sure I don't have any down here on the floor. These are all too big or too small. I'll take a look here. I don't believe there's any in this set. No. What is this? Oh. Hey. Look at that. Okay. I have enough beams.
Yay.
This one might be too big though. Or this was too small. I don't know which. Take a look here and see. But do I have another one? Nope. So it's got to work with this or it won't. Gee. Oh wait, there's one. Ah, pieces going everywhere. Back down on the floor. I wound up stepping on a few yesterday. Let's see here. How are you? Oh, you're really thick. How about this guy? No, that's fine. All right, so I've got, let's make sure all 3 of these are same width. Cross your fingers. They are. Nice, 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 nice. I got enough beams. I was afraid I was going to have enough of these guys because this is what's, this along with my square styrene. Where did I put that? This here. So I've got a couple of packages of this stuff that I'm going to make the beams that come up, and then this is going to sit on top of these beams right here, so that this will, we got to make this 2 inches in height exactly, and I'll show you why. I'll put this up in place, and I'll explain this a little bit more. Do you want to come adjust the camera for over here on the tracks?
Yeah. Richard said my niece in Germany is going to bring me a Bonhof when they come over in November.
Oh, cool.
Oh, what do I need to adjust?
Put the camera, kind of give us a nice shot of this area right here, because I'll put the station up and I'll show what we're getting ready to do. Make sure you got like this whole area right here.
Yep, there we go.
Okay. So this is where this station that I'm working on is going to go. It's going to be sitting over the top of it like the one that we have over there. Oh, show that real quick for those that haven't been with us.
The city.
The station. So we're going to have another station like this that's sitting above the tracks. The one we're building though is a lot longer, bigger, and it's going to span all 3 tracks instead of just 2. So I'll show you how that looks now. So this is going to go here. Somewhere right in this area. I'll have to figure it out. So, yeah, that's pretty good size. So yeah, we can definitely fit 3 to 4 superliners underneath this. So the way this will work is just like the other side. Just cleaned off a little bit. So this will actually be sitting up right about, probably about like, right about like this. Something like that. And these will be up on here also. So what I was just referring to, trying to figure out if I had enough beams for them, is these right here will be coming across underneath. They'll be like that. This will actually be all the way out here, and then I'll have another one in the middle here. So there'll be a beam like this. It's going to span this entire length of this thing, with these coming down as the verticals. So that'll be going along here. So this will be like this. It'll stick out this far to accommodate this, and then they'll come right across here. So we've got enough of these. So to make sure I don't lose any of those.
Richard said that other station looks really great.
Thank you. We'll do a quick review of the whole city here in just a sec. So, tomorrow I will finish all the putty on this. Okay.
Yep. Grab the camera.
Well, let me show this one down here again, and then I'll hand it to you. All right. So, yeah. So this is how you can see. That's how that's going to be, just sitting up here, just like I showed you. Just stick it out over that. I've got all my beam work and everything. Okay. So here is this station. You can see we're almost, what we were talking about a bit ago was all of this. These are all the air conditioning units and everything. I think there's some duct, oh, there's the ductwork. Yeah, it's right there. So there's a set of these that goes on each side. I got to look at review the pictures and see how they go on here. But I'll paint all of these, and we'll get that all up there however they're supposed to go. I'll get that taken care of tomorrow. I'll put these off of here. Everything's got dull coat and everything on there already, so I'm not worried about setting things on there. Big sign's going to go right here that has, it says Union Station, the name of the city, whatever it is. Then we're going to have a spiral staircase that goes down, and we'll have, this will be all an observation area to look out. So you can see right here, we've got some really good discoloration there for, you can see how this is supposed to be oxidized copper. So I did some where it just looks kind of, you know, where it's certain areas have turned more than others, and it's gotten dirty over the years. We're going to put planters down here with all kinds of beautiful flowers on both sides, and get the front door on. And so we've got a little bit, we've got these finials here. There's some stuff that goes up on top right here, and then there's 4 fireplace chimneys that come up. All right, now I'll turn this over to my son, and he can do a better show of the city itself from back on his end.
Rula says I wasn't cool until I subscribed to Northern Light.
Well, thank you for subscribing.
Thank you. Richard said, asks, is all these buildings done with the printer?
Yes, all these are 3D printed, and I'll show you everything here. We'll just kind of do a review of the whole layout, like we do on each one of the. You okay?
Yep.
Okay, so just watch yourself if you have to. I don't know if you have to come over this way.
I'm just going to do a pan.
All right, so here's the building we're working on, the big one we're working on right now. This is going to be either the Chimera or the Cerberus. We haven't decided. We're going to put it up for a vote. It's going to look like this. This big middle part is this section right here. We have most of the panels already printed that come up the side here like this one does. And then we just got to print the ones on the back side. So this is going to swing around. We'll have it at an angle. It's going to go right here. There's going to be this one will probably have the most square inches of face of any of the buildings we have because of the 3 towers. So then, of course, then the station, and we're going to have a big courthouse and police station back here, and a nice big court yard area, just a city center with a park type thing right here. This is the Alexandria. So it's probably going to be a hotel. We haven't completely decided yet what it's going to be, whether it's offices or hotel, but I think it's probably going to be a hotel. Not sure yet though. We're going to paint this a light color with yellow up on top to simulate the lighthouse, because the Alexandria Lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the world, that's what it's named after. We have these little stair steps, which are right here. We have these for every side. We have this for here, there. We got a smaller one that's up there, so it'll actually create this 3D stair stepping, leaving this kind of open right here. It's going to look really good. So, yes.
Funk Nation asks, will you have police cars at the station? Crown Vics, Ford Tauruses, Dodge Chargers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. In fact, we have a Dodge Charger around here somewhere that we 3D printed that was going to be a cop car. We also have, what is this? Yeah. Yeah, we got the big SUVs. So that's one. And then we have the police paddy wagons. So we've got the whole thing for that. And these are going to be, a lot of these are going to be down over in our Skid Row area right here. We'll have the road right here. There'll be a lot of them placed. And we'll get some that actually have working lights and stuff. So if you're not familiar, this was our meth lab that exploded. That the entire floor has been sealed up, and that was from the fire and all that. So, okay, so then back here we have the Artemis complex. It'll have the same kind of staining that this does. Up here, all 4 will be done that. We're going to push that back a little ways because our elevated track, which is right here, this has got 4 tracks on it, 2 on each level. This is going to be a circle through the city. It's going to come along here, go back behind, come through right here and hook up in front of the buildings, go back over here, and then come back and connect up with that over there. So we got to push this back a little ways to make room for that. We haven't named this one. We had it named for a while, but it doesn't really fit with the mythological or the wonders of the world. This is the Titan. It's already painted. It's ready to go to have its window inserts put in. Yes.
Richard says they must be quite costly compared to just modeling. Oh, no.
No. This is cheap.
Yeah, 1 roll of filament is about $11.
For the cheap filament, the type we use, the PLA Plus, runs about $14 a roll.
Yeah. But even then,
yeah, this was just a little over 1 roll right here. So this building cost us in material about $16. This back here, this was about 2 rolls, maybe 2.5 rolls. So this was about $35 in total material right here. This guy right here, the Titan, it was probably about 1 roll. So it was $14. This guy was 1 roll, so it was $14. This right here, this is the Gemini building. This is our convention center. We've got our parking garage that we're in the middle of working on. It's an 11-story right now. It's going to have a big convention center back behind it, half building. This right here, probably just a little over, maybe with this right here, probably about maybe a roll and a half. So this right now, we're into this at about maybe $20-25.
Funk Nation says it's a good thing that meth lab exploded. Don't do that stuff, kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, we'll have police all over the place down here. This is based on, this area right here is based on the Kensington Avenue area in Philadelphia. So that's why we have the elevated tracks. We've got what it is. So this is definitely going to be our Skid Row area. So this right here, this whole area right here, this is probably a half a roll. So this has probably been like $8.
Richard asked if we have to design the buildings.
Yes, we do. I tell my son what I want, and he starts the design work. That's what he's been working on pretty heavily. Hang on a sec. Let me get that out of your way. Hang on. You don't need to be on that. And then there's this right here.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah, that should do it.
There we go.
So I tell him what kind of window pattern we want. how big that I want it, and so then he just starts making the panels. The thing on this is that they're cheap, but it takes a very long time to do. For example, this right here, the Artemis complex back behind us, these 4 towers, took us the better part of a month printing constantly all day. The Alexandria Hotel right here took us probably 13 to 14 days to print. Titan took about the same. This right here, all of the components with this probably took about 7 to 10 days to print. The huge Chimera Cerberus that we're working on, we're already into that probably a week, maybe a little bit more in printing on it, and we probably still have another 2 weeks to go on printing it. So it'll be a 3-week project, so 20 days to print it. The convention center back behind us, we've probably got with those every one of those levels of that parking garage was like 3 hours to print. So that was 11 of those. So that was 30 hours just in the parking garage. So it takes time. It's cheap, but it takes time. And you need to have good planning as to make sure the files all work perfectly, which he does a fantastic job of. We create all this in a modular system, so we can make these as tall or as short as we want to make them. So, you know, we might, when we make our layout upstairs too, later in a couple of years, we'll probably redo some of these, make them a little shorter, or make them even taller because they'll have a lot more ceiling height in there. So we might actually push about 6 foot in height. Our tallest one right now is 4 foot. So we might push like an extra 2 foot on some of the buildings that we do up in the attic.
Richard asks, will you expand the lanes?
Expand the lanes. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know. So I'm not quite sure what that means. But anyway, so.
Oh, Crochet Lady says need a good printer too.
Yeah, I do need a good printer. We've got a good printer. It's Bamboo A1 is what we use. Great. It's a great thing. So this level right here.
The track.
Expand the what?
The track. Will we expand the how many
Well, right now,
lines?
we were scheduled at this point with the track. We will have 7 main lines on the upper level. We have our 3 right here, and then we have our 4 that are on our elevated track. So we will have 7 main lines. We're going to have a helix over here in the corner that's going to connect them all, so you can go from this level up to the highest elevated, and also go all the way down to the lower level where we'll have our mountains and all of our stuff there. This back wall over here, way back behind, where he was standing against that wall, we will have our yards and our diesel service facilities that will feed all the trains into here, so that we can just change, we can swap things out. We'll have a bypass that will bypass the helix and just be able to move right into the yards and then come into here, do its stuff, and then hit the helix or go back to the yards, however we want to do that. We have 3 stations scheduled for this level. We have the first one here, the one you saw me working on tonight, that goes over there. And then directly right behind me here, we have a 3rd one, but it's going to be at track level. Right behind me, we'll be building a small bump out that will handle the station there. And the one main line that's there will be, we'll have a loading platform there. So that's the next step, is to put the plastic, the styrene between all the rails to create our our passenger platforms. You won't see any of this roadbed anymore. It's all going to be covered. So that's coming up. That side, fortunately, I hadn't put the roadbed down yet, the ballast rather. So that one's going to be a really easy one to get done. This one's going to be hard. I'm going to have to scrape some of this ballast out of here to get everything smooth. But that's because we didn't know where we were going to set this. This was going to be here originally, then it sat over here on the corner on a elevated thing for a long time, for probably about 3 months, and I just didn't like it there, so we moved it back here, and I'm really happy with having it where it is. So we will have quite a few passenger trains. We're looking at probably running, when we do a run session, probably running like about 6 to 7 passenger trains, and they'll each have their own individual stations that they'll go to, whether it's stations up on the elevated track, or it's these big 3 stations here, or potentially even the 2 country stations we're going to have down below in our mountainous area. So that's where we're at. So we will be back tomorrow morning for probably a brief period to get what I just did on the station, to get it sanded, and then get the new set, if I need to, the new layer of putty put on, and then we will probably be gluing the roof on it. So hopefully we will have this to the point where we'll be able to paint it first part of next week. We got some really good, where's the paint? Do we have a bag of paint up here, or is it downstairs, Gabe?
Yeah,
Do you know?
Downstairs.
For the 4 colors that we've picked out. Do you want to go look and see real quick?
Yeah.
I'll show you the colors we picked out for the 2 new stations. This station that I showed you that I was working on, and the station behind me. I'll show you what those look like. I don't see. We're on the 2nd floor right now in our house. This is an extra bedroom. So in case you're wondering, this is 9 feet by 7 feet with 2 shelves. That's all we've got in here for room. I will have that yard tucked in against that wall over there, and below I'm going to have a display case, so I don't have to put anything back into boxes. I can keep it all there because it'll all be plexiglass doors and covered, so it won't. I don't have to worry about dust. Because that's why I've got the paper towels behind me right now. Is we have our 3 trains. I'll show you. We've got our 3 right here that we run on a regular basis. I've got the we have the auto train, the Surfliner, and then we have the CPKC BNSF with the freight. You find it? Yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay. So the paints we got. The
Richard asks, how can I follow this better?
the easiest way to do it is to like and subscribe and hit notifications. That way you will know when we're going live, and you'll know when we have our new videos up. Right now we're over 1,300 videos on the channel, and we've got we're probably getting closer to 1,400 videos now at this stage. We do live streaming at a lot of the train shows, so that's always fun. We do live streaming at hobby shops that we visit. So, and we put notifications up usually a good hour or 2 hours before we start doing that. So you'll have plenty of time to do it. Okay, so here is the color.
Richard says I'm going to try and make a helix myself.
Oh, good. Yeah, we're going to try to build the helix this summer. We'll do a whole series of videos on that, showing how that comes together for us. So it's going to have to raise. It's going to have to go. Let's see. It looks like about 1, 2. We have to have about a 3-foot tall helix to serve both the lower level and all 3 levels that we have up here. All right. So here's the color we picked out for the station that I was working on tonight. This is called Cloud Blue. It's a beautiful color. I think this is going to look like. I want this station to look like a marble, but not a white marble. So I want it to be a cool marble. So I think this is going to work beautifully for that. So this is going to be the main color for the station. And then the windows are going to be this. This is heirloom white. So we'll do that. Now that's not the same color as this. This is much lighter than these windows right here. This, I can't remember what this color is called, but it's not heirloom white. So that's going to be that station. There's the 2 colors for that. Then the station right behind me here, it's really a cool looking station. It's so its main color is going to be almond. That'll be the sides, everything like that will be the almond, and then the window color, all the window inserts will be this. This is khaki. I think, look at that look at those 2 together. That's going to be a fantastic station. That's going to be a fantastic station. So those are the colors that we have picked out. These are just rattle can Rust-Oleum products. Almost everything. This is all, other than when I did the dry brushing, this is all painted with Rust-Oleum product. This, I don't remember what the blue was that I used. It's not the same blue that we have for our elevated track. It's a different blue. I think this was St. Thomas blue. And then I used peacock teal as my highlights dry brushed. And this down here was done initially with a gray, a primer gray, and then I dry brushed on red spice for all the bricks. And then this is elephant gray that was painted on. All this was hand painted, other than the base coats. So same thing behind me here. Titan was, I can't remember the name of that gray that it is. It's not the primer gray, but it's another gray. But it was Rust-Oleum also. This is my go-to for big projects because these cans go a long ways. I get the satin finishes usually, or the matte, depending on which two they have. I hardly ever go with the semi-gloss or gloss because it's just harder to get it to tone down with the matte finishes, the clear matte finishes. So these are all, let's see, this is, that one is gloss, but this one is, oh gee, two glosses.
Richard
Okay.
says I'm gonna try and make a 3-leaf layout.
Make a what?
3-leaf layout?
Okay, cool.
3-level?
Yeah.
3-level, I bet.
So we will be doing all of these stations over the next week or two while we're starting to work into the lower section. I showed this last time, we did pick this up for the Skid Row area, and for along here I picked up some static grass. These are just the little strips. I don't need much because most of it's bare earth or just green, in scale. You don't have to do a whole lot of this. So I've got right here, I'll do a whole video on this, how this stuff works. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac to glue it down versus the stickum that they have. It'll come along the edges here, may have a few, well, there'll be a bunch around because, it's going to be really taking over with weeds around the Skid Row area. So there'll be a lot of this around the fencing and everything where we've got the graffiti and all that. So we'll have some videos on that coming up. All right. Oh, here's the Fabri-Tac. Yeah, this is great. If you never use this, I recommend this highly. We have a video under our product reviews about this. Again, I didn't get paid for this. This is just what I use. This glues anything to anything. It's like super glue, but better. Because you have a lot of tack time. You've got a lot of time to work with stuff. And then when it's finally solid, it's solid. I use this for plaster projects a lot. Putting plaster buildings together. The building will break before my seam breaks that this is glued to. So you can glue any type of a material to another type of material. I've glued, like the materials, the landscaping materials to either plastic or plaster with this, plaster to plaster, plastic to plaster. Doesn't matter. This stuff does it all. So if you don't have a bottle of that, I recommend you get it. Walmart carries it. It's like $3. So that's the only thing about it is the cure time. Don't get in a hurry with that. It takes about 2 days to completely cure and get really solid, especially in the summertime with all the humidity. Probably even an extra day. But once it's done, it's done. That's the only difference between that, like a super glue or the CA glues and all that stuff. Like I use the testers. But I use that as my go-to for any kind of odd materials. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be gluing a lot of stuff together here, getting things done. We've got the big tank to come up, the big fuel storage tank, because like I said in other live streams, this will not only be the loading platform, but we'll actually have an engine servicing facility right here. We'll have those Snyder fuel alarms on each end, so we'll have a fuel tank coming to supply to that. Yes?
Joshua sent a gold coin for 10 jewels.
Oh, well, thank you, Joshua.
Thank you.
Yeah, everything that you guys have donated all goes into the layout. We just use it to get more stuff. And we have our Amazon wish list too. That's 3 of the engines back here were all done off of the Amazon wish list. There's been a fellow who's been following us for quite a while, and he actually, we've got to meet him. We're actually going to be doing a weathering session. He wants to learn how to weather cars, so I'm going to show him how I weather my cars like I did on that container back over here with those paints. So again, what was that paint code? Northern
LR.
Northern LR. So if you go
It's
to
also in a pinned message. It's on the pinned message here on the
It's on the pinned message? Okay. So if you want to go see the kind of stuff that I'm using, the paints, or, my dad swore by their tools. They're fantastic tools. So I think it's 10% off of anything on the website. So I'm actually going to go probably use the code myself and pick up some tools because there's some things there that are excellent. my dad had a bunch, and I actually don't know what happened to them all. I'd have them in my collection. So I'm going to start building that back up a little bit. So there you go. So look for us to be on tomorrow morning, or one of our rare weekday morning ones. It'll probably be, I'm going to guess, around 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, where we'll be finishing up the first coatings of the, probably work on the floor down here. So I don't like all the powder. That's the one thing about the putties, is it creates it's like drywall powder. It gets up into the air and it goes everywhere, and so if I go down to the floor, it all just settles and I can vacuum it all up. So I'll be sitting down on the floor tomorrow and I'll be sanding all that and then doing the second coat of that. So we'll probably do that about 9 o'clock in the morning, probably about an hour. And then if we have a little bit of time, I may set the camera up, we may run some engines and things. So
Joshua says working on my HO scale layout as we speak.
oh, great.
Isaac says hi again. Speaking of leather cars, I re-weathered some of my rail cars.
Great.
Used an old shoebox to make custom packaging.
Oh, good. That should be good. And who was working on their layout?
Joshua.
Oh, Joshua, you should send, let us see what your layout looks like. You should,
Post a picture in our community section.
yeah, post a picture of the community section. You can find that on the main page of the channel. So just go there. We'd love to see it. So just go post something if you feel like it'd be something you might want to do. So we'd love to see it. So anyway, so I'll be on tomorrow morning, and then because of the holiday, we probably won't be on again until, I'm going to guess, Monday. Monday might be a really good day to show you some stuff. Hopefully Monday I will have the base coat, well, probably just the whole thing painted for the new station with this right here. Windows won't be inset into it just yet, but the rest of it will be done. So hopefully we'll be able to show that on Monday. All right, everybody.
Forever Forgiven says this reminds you of Shining Time Station. It was an old show.
Yeah, I actually remember that. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining us. It was kind of a spur of the moment, but I just thought, well, I'm going to do some puttying, so I thought I'd show you guys how I do that. So if you didn't catch that part of it, all of our lives get archived into our live section. So you can go back and fast forward till you get to where I was working on this stuff, if you want to see how to do those kind of things, if you haven't already.
Forever says, awesome. Have a good night, guys.
You too. You too. So everybody stay cool. If you're in the hot areas, stay safe, hydrate, be careful out there. So then we will hopefully be able to see you guys all tomorrow morning. If not, next one will be an evening one like this, but we'll probably go back to our regular time, which will be usually about 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, between 7 and 8, something like that. So. But thanks for being here, and we look forward to showing you the new changes we're going to do over the weekend. So everybody have a very safe 4th. Be very careful out there with everything with the fireworks and stuff if you're doing your own.
Crochet Lady says adios.
Adios, okay. All right, so we'll see y'all guys. Take care. Thanks for being here. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you've liked the stream tonight, so that way, and hit the notifications, that way you don't miss any of the others. All right, thanks for watching.